Okay, so now comes the intimate part of the day. Now you'll see, but the first presentation that we're going to have is a video because unfortunately David Amsalem, who had to do his presentation now, is sick. So he sent us a little video, and then we will have the presentation of Julio Biles, which is totally graphical. So it's better with this kind of light. Okay. So let me introduce you David Amsalem. David Amsalem is the co-founder of Florida Invest, an innovative and disruptive real estate investment firm, allowing more than 3,000 investors worldwide to invest in a secure, profitable, and easy way into cash flowing assets. His mission is to change the way people invest in real estate in a globalized world. There are coins whose price are dependent to the volatile cryptocurrency market. And there are stable coins whose value is pegged to a real life asset or fiat currency, such as the dollar or euro. David is going to share how real estate can be a real world alternative to stablecoins. There we have the short video.
Less than a month ago, large crypto holders were mostly relying on stablecoin to control volatility and avoid taxable events that could happen on the crypto if converted to fiat. After the USD collapse and billions of dollars of losses for investors, there is a high chance that things will never be the same. Hello everyone, I'm David Amsalem, co-founder of Florida Invest and FI Capital, and my team and I strongly believe that real estate has the ability to become one of the most effective ways to store and secure large amounts of cryptocurrency and become an amazing alternative to stablecoins. To give you a little background, since 2016, we've been removing all frictions to allow non-US investors to diversify their assets and enjoy the incredible growth, steady cash flow, and tax benefits of commercial real estate in Florida. From the $100+ million that we've raised, we've identified a few key components that every investors need to look at for good diversification. Risk balancing, decorrelation from traditional markets, and tax avoidance or tax benefits. And that's exactly what people are expecting from stablecoins. As one of the most innovative regions in the world in terms of use cases for crypto and helping the sector grow, Florida is giving us a great overview on what the future can hold for crypto investors and crypto companies. South Florida in particular has become an open sky lab for the crypto economy. Its ecosystem has welcomed the biggest blockchain companies in the world. Some of their municipal employees are even paid in Bitcoin. The city of Miami itself has launched its own cryptocurrency, the Miami coin. South Florida is today the capital of NFTs, and artists come from all over the world at the art fair, Art Basel, every year. From a real estate standpoint, its ecosystem has grown so much that crypto transactions happen every week, and tokenized real estate has become the most used type of crowdfunding. Some tenants even pay their rent in crypto. Unfortunately, a huge tax barrier still remains on large amounts. Crypto transactions, for the most part, are today triggering taxable events, and that's slowing investors down a lot. Not only they can be expensive for crypto holders, they also slow people down in their capacity of action because of the lack of visibility and the tax treatment that's not clear in several countries. The ecosystem is evolving in a few ways, and there's one innovation that might solve that issue that I wanted to present to you today. That innovation is crypto-backed real estate mortgages. They work exactly like traditional real estate mortgages, except that the cash collateral or the down payment can be placed in crypto. As some of you probably know, the cash that comes out of a loan is not taxable, and the crypto that is placed as a down payment or cash collateral remains untouched, not taxable either. That way, the investor owns the property directly, eliminating all the governance issues that can come with tokenized real estate and that are not really adapted to large crypto holders. This new form of mortgage basically allows any large crypto holders to store their cryptos in a safe, non-volatile, cash-flowing vehicle that not only avoid taxable event, but on top of it adds rental income and depreciation. A totally new kind of self-owned stablecoin backed by real estate, handpicked by the investors that produce rental income and depreciation. According to the World Economic Forum, by 2025, 10% of the world GDP will be stored in the blockchain, meaning a growing need for stable solutions to store this wealth. A few months ago, a good friend of mine told me that if we aim to raise capital in crypto for real estate, our biggest competition would be stablecoins, not real estate companies. At first, I thought it was off. Actually, he was totally right. And we, as real estate professionals, will definitely have a role to play in providing stability and security to the crypto economy after what happened last month to stablecoins and the impact it had on their level of trust. There's definitely a few ways the ecosystem will grow, and this will improve either through regulation and technical disruption. But we believe that real estate, in one way or another, has everything it takes to become a serious, real-world alternative to stablecoins. Real estate might be the way to save the world stable in crypto. Thank you very much.
Oops. Hello. Thank you. And now, last but not least, Julio Weiss. Julio, where are you? Let me introduce you, Julio, Jacobus Universe NFT creator. His story is about the digitalization of his lifetime work. Julio's father, who has been painting for the last 6 decades, had a collection of 350 plus paintings. They digitalized all the drawings and chose 200 of them to create the Jacobus Universe collection. Julio is going to present from Salvador Dali to the metaverse, how traditionally crafted and creates value in the NFT ecosystem. Welcome, Julio.
Why not? Okay, this is working, right? Yeah. Okay. My presentation is going to be kind of different. Okay, only based on images. So I hope you enjoy it. It has another style. Okay, so okay, perfect. From Salvador to the metaverse. Okay, so first I'd like to start my presentation sharing with you a paradox. Okay, but not any paradox, but a Greek paradox told by the philosopher Plutarch about the Theseus boat. See. Sí, acá. Okay, thank you. Okay. No problem. Okay, so the Theseus paradox, as I was saying. So Theseus, when he arrived with his boat to Athens, some parts of the boat had to be replaced because they were damaged after the travel that he did from Crete. And so these pieces of the boat, these parts of the boat were replaced. So they gave to the philosophers a scenario of the identity of things that grow. Okay, there was two sides of philosophers' points of view, because some argued that even though the pieces of the boat were being replaced, the boat stayed the same as the original one, and others argued that with these pieces being changed, the boat was different. Okay, so this gave to the philosophers two questions that gives us the paradox. And the questions were, first, if you change one by one all of the pieces of the boat, is it the same boat? Is it the original boat? And then the second question is, what if you store all the pieces and then you build again with the damaged pieces, you build another boat? Which of them is the original one? Okay. This paradox helps us to understand how crafted art can be converted, can be digitalized into an NFT, but at the end, some would argue that the NFT might be the original, and then the crafted piece of art might be the original. That's just a quick question for you guys to a quick paradox to make you think. Okay, so now, perfecto. I want you guys to think, you don't need to raise your hand, but at least think to yourself to answer this question. Is this a digital piece of art or a crafted piece of art? Okay, it's a crafted piece of art made by Salvador Dali. The painting is what is it called? Just give me a sec. The Persistence of Memory, I think, from 1931, okay, by the Spanish painter Salvador Dalí from Catalonia. Okay, what about this one? Is this a piece of digital art or crafted traditional art? Crafted again. This one belongs to Joan Miró. This painting, the name of this painting is Harlequin's Carnival, and it was drawn in 1925. Okay, but what about this one? Is this a piece of crafted art or a piece of digital art created in a computer? Well, we'll be very surprised if you know this piece of art because it belongs to our collection, the Jacobus Universe collection. This was actually drawn by the artist of the collection, my father. And again, it's a piece of crafted art. But at some point, it's kind of difficult to differentiate if you don't know the artist, what belongs to the virtual world or what belongs to the physical world. And after looking at several pictures, I started trying to answer one of the biggest questions of human history. What is art? I think it's kind of difficult to answer that question. But what I did is I went to the official sources. So I went to the Oxford Dictionary to look up for the definition. Okay? And the Oxford Dictionary says that art is the use of imagination to express ideas or feelings, particularly in painting, drawing, or sculpture. That's the definition that the Oxford Dictionary gives us. And I think it's kind of short. Okay, I'm going to say it's weak and complete short, because I think that art can include other realities. So what I did is I went to the Spanish dictionary, la Real Academia Española, gives us a new definition of art. And it says, art is the manifestation of human activity through which the reality is interpreted or the imagination is shaped with plastic, linguistic, or sound resources. Okay, this is probably more complete definition of art. But I was surprised that none of these two definitions included the two elements that probably, I think, from a point of view, you define art in the 21st century. Okay, 100 years from now, people will define art. I think this is a personal opinion, but we define art as sources of value and entertainment. Anything that provides value and entertainment can be considered something that's art. And we think deep on it, probably the biggest event in the last 30 years of human history, which is the internet, actually again is another source of value and entertainment. And this is why I believe that both realities go together so well. Technology is another thing. Technology is more complex and it has been with us, all our history. But I think that both internet and art are considered sources of value and entertainment. Okay. So we're going to take a look at several different pieces of art, and I want you to think about as value as sources of value and entertainment. Okay. These two paintings by Magritte, the French artist. Then you see La Grande Guerre War, and then on the other side you see The Son of Man. This actually is a big inspiration for some of the NFT collections that all have the CryptoPunks, that they change the scales and they change the background. This could be at some point the inspiration for those new digital artists. This is called The Guild of the Golden Thief. It's a piece of art by the artist Jean-Michel Basquiat that actually was sold like in November in Christie's by $40 million. Dollars could be a source of value and entertainment at the same time. And this could be digitalized, right? So I'm going to present you some several images so you can think if those can be digitalized or not, and then if you digitalize that can be value. Could we digitalize this statue and put it in the metaverse? Of course. Could you digitalize this ceiling? Well, you could, and it has been already done in the year 2017. A project that lasted 75 nights, took 277,000 pictures of the whole room for restored purposes, but they only digitalized the 16th chapel. And I'm pretty sure that at least somebody involved in that project has thought about selling as NFTs those paintings. I'm pretty sure. It's who knows? Okay. And what about this lab is in Paris? This could be digitalized and sold and create value and entertain. What about this guy? Can this phrase be digitalized? Can the director of this movie sell as an NFT this frame? The really now one. What about this thing? From La La Land. Do you think somebody could want to be the unique owner of this thing and then digitalize a piece of after art that is the cinema? What about this guy? I mean, who wants to be the owner of a unique frame from the wall of Wall Street? But what about the work of these guys? All the music when these guys, all the albums, the album cover, the songs. Do you think that the unique NFT of I don't know, Hey Jude, good value, great value at the same time? Same with this king, all his songs. And what if we go techno music, digital music? Again, you can create an NFT out of a song. Okay. Some people will argue, yeah, but you can listen to this song, other places, but you are not the unique owner of that piece of art. I don't know if you remember this couple, but you could digitalize the Quijote. Maybe you can digitalize chapters. Maybe the Real Española would like to make some profit or at least create some value out of this book. The video alert, the stories behind Tolkien's book. Maybe the comics by Stanley, the Avengers. Okay, so as a presentation about different versions of art. We can look that the definition of art is kind of complex, abstract. But that we cannot give some numbers about this. Here comes the boring part of the presentation, guys. This is about numbers. So we have to show you some numbers. And let me check the right numbers that are okay. So based on the annual report by Foundation and yes Bank, the year 2020, even though it was the year, they are moving $50 billion. Okay. That was I think it was 22% less than 2019. But not only that year in 2020, even though the pandemic, online sales reached a time high record of $12.5 billion. And one third of sales came through Instagram. One third. Okay. Again, it's like this not that is there. If we take into account, like the earlier like recent figures in the year 2021. The auction house this made a record of $7.43 billion in sales. And then the other auction house made $7.1 billion, a record in the last 5 years. So as you can see, the after our street to street, we could define them somehow. It has essential value. And this at some point connects with the NFT realities because here's according to Navio, the website, the NFT ecosystem has a value $100 billion by the year 2026. Okay. And I gave the figures of just the art, the artistic paint culture. Okay. Industry, taking account the movies, taking account music. But these amazing figures go together. And if the digital art ecosystem doesn't take into account all the crowd that is out there, we're gonna miss a huge part of the value of entertainment. Okay. But then we see other areas such as the one here. Okay. The Bored Apes. This includes a lot of things. And just let you know, I think the last time I checked, the highest sale they were at 3.4 million, and then 10 biggest sales combined with both amount for $40 million. So it's again very these collections of the CryptoKitties. You know these guys. Again, another 10,000 collections. Or these guys. I think that says that according to evaluation.com, the CryptoPunk valuation has a value of $3 billion US dollars. Okay, this is kind of don't take it seriously because it's on the Ethereum. At some point, the last time I checked this, which was a week ago. It wasn't February, it was a week ago. But at least it was valued at the whole collection. Okay. Then we face one issue. That is the amount of content created is some people that think that something can be digitalized, it can provide value, it can give value. I'll be honest, I don't think that's true. Actually, OpenSea, the biggest platform, it's the biggest platform on the world. Last January, he made a change that allowed those traders to have five profile, and in each of those five collections only 50 items. I remember myself the day that I was able to upload the next drawing collection. I got it some kind of like, hey, right now there's uploaded 115. I don't remember the number, but I'm supposed to upload 200. That's going on. Thank God. OpenSea changed that policy, and they allow traders to read the collections. But they themselves was realizing that too much content was created. Okay. And this doesn't explain quickly one reality that really affected the NFTs, and that I think that we have forgotten about this. Is scarcity. We all remember the value that NFTs had was the scarcity of them. The fact that cannot be divided, the NFT gave collection scarcity. But what happens if everyone adds 10,000 collection of items through an algorithm last like in 2 days, you have 1,000 items. I mean, with all respect those collections, but then the scarcity is about art. You can maintain that scarcity reality behind. I was talking with some more before, and I realized that I don't know, for instance, some middle of Dalí, they are not going to create anything. I'm sure they're going to do it. The value of scarcity is, it's natural. Like after art is scarce. So again, this allows me to explain that crafted art has a lot of margin. Yes, reality. I'll have to realize that we live in a complex. Okay. So according to check again. Yeah, according to by the International Insurance Company, his specialized in the world of art. Last August, less than a year ago, was the NFT ecosystem established a record of sales with speak $1.5 billion. So in transactions in 1 month. The thing is that the next month, September, that number dropped by 70% in just 1 month. So that kind of volatility is not helping people around the ecosystem and content creators to find the next events in this ecosystem. But again, we have to at some point land on specific actions, specific jobs that can give us some future, and that obviously explains how also digital art can have a beautiful future. I think all of us here know this painting. I'm going to take the risk not to name it and not to repeat again the serious figure that all of us here know. But here's another piece of crafted art that is the name. Sorry, I didn't remember all of them. But this collection of sculptures is inspired by action statues. It's called Through Constant Decay. I was created by the artist Jamsu. It's another way of creating digital art based on traditional crafted art. And then you have For instance, Casa Batlló. Okay, this project, the digitalization of the Casa Batlló, which is right here, like a few meters away, was known by the Turkish American artist Refik Anadol. Okay, and it's called Living Architecture Casa Batlló. Okay, this was kind of printed, reproduced on the buildings last 7th of May, less than a month ago, here in Barcelona. And then the 14th of May, again, like just a few days ago, that piece of art was sold in Sotheby's by $1.4 million. Okay, and that's based on architecture, which is crafted art. But not only architecture, also cities. What do you imagine the cities of the metaverse? And what we create, based on that kind of crafted art, we are creating some data art. Actually, this project belongs to the Turkish artist Balkan Karisman, and it was part of the MMMAD festival. There was a festival that took place in Madrid some weeks ago, and it presented this piece of art that tries to represent how cities in the metaverse will look like, again, inspired in craft art. But then we have other sources of entertainment that, again, can be utilized. This is our friend Justin had a concert, or launched a concert last November in the platform called the visual music platform called Wave. Okay, so it's another way to digitalize crafted art. Okay, if you give a concert in the metaverse, you are digitalizing a crafted piece of art. Okay, then this is a new inspiration. All of us remember the movie Ready Player One from year 2018, directed by Steven Spielberg. To be honest, to be completely honest with you guys, I remember the last time I was saying it, I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, not gonna happen. I mean, not until 100 years from now. Yeah, I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong, because this future is coming. I mean, there's one day less until we use these glasses. And if here anybody wants to bet, in less than 10 years, remember these words, in less than 10 years, we will not use any more mobile phones. Mobile phones will disappear. We will only use glasses. Why? Because it doesn't make sense to have two screens, the one in your glasses and the one in your phone. So in less than 10 years, phones are going to disappear. These are going to be the screens that we're going to have. I mean, this is a personal opinion, okay? We'll see what happens. But I think, yeah, why not? Let's bet. Okay. For Disney, I mean, pretty sure that Disney will go into the metaverse, digitalizing this kind of crafted art. What do we see Snow White in the metaverse? In 360, And then there are some experiences, some experiments, such as this one by Bad Bunny. Instead of recording a music video for the last album, Un Verano Sin Ti, A Summer Without You, instead of recording a music video, he recorded a music scenario. So you don't listen the song while you're watching the video. What you do is you listen to the song while you are there with Bad Bunny and his friends. And you can look at them, and you can move all around what you want. Okay? You can be looking at the sea while you're listening to the music. You can be looking at the palmeras or the part of the beach. And this is the beginning. Instead of recording music videos, to record music scenarios. And maybe, who knows, if in the future, instead of recording movies, it will be part of scenarios. Okay, Steven Spielberg won't record a complete movie. They will record a scenario that lasts, I don't know, 10 minutes, and you are in that scenario for 10 minutes, 360 degrees. Okay, so this is like too big, too complex, and this is us watching the whole picture, kind of lost. Like it's too big and we don't know what to look at. So what do we do? Well, what we have to realize first that crafted art will always be there. The human can always have this need to express the feelings, the values, the ideas, to share with people, to create content, through music, through painting, through sculpture, through dancing, through acting, through speaking. It feels, again, remember, if it feels value and entertainment, can be considered art. So crafted art is always going to be there. And again, it gives scarcity. then you can, at some point, try to start digitalizing these pieces of work. Okay, here you see El Infante Baltasar Carlos, okay, the son of Philip IV, King of Spain, drawn by Velázquez, and then you see the other version drawn by Jacobus, my father, in a more modern, surrealistic way. But you know that if you want to digitalize some piece of art, I mean, you need specific means. It's not that easy as taking a picture of your phone. I mean, I'm sorry for Samsung, but their cameras are not that good. They're very good, but they're not that good. You need a proper set. Okay, the proper lights, the proper atmosphere to digitalize how it should be done. These pieces of craft there. In order to create works like this, okay, this painting is from where is it? Yeah, it's from the year 2015. It's called Walls Crossing, and was an original drawing by my dad, drawn with pencils and pens, like the materials you find in any school. Then he drew this 7 years ago, and then what we did is we digitalized it through the right process to get the digital version of this piece of art. And we did it too with other paintings. Actually, we got some point we could, start once the image is digitalized, combining different realities, okay, and modifying the original crafted piece of art. And that can happen with a sculpture too. Some might say this is like a piece of digital art created in a company. It has a very NFT look, to be honest. But it's a piece of a sculpture done by my dad several years ago. And actually, it's his best friend. My dad did this for his best friend. But we have to face any kind of risk, because this is a huge war, and this is a scary war. This is the artist of the collection, Jacobus, my father, facing death, being fearless of what can happen, and knowing that if you want to create a legacy that lasts more than you have to explore different alternatives, such as digitalizing digitalizing those pieces of crafted art. I didn't tell you about this, but one thing that this artist, my dad, doesn't want to do is give away or sell the original, the crafted piece of art. He doesn't want to give them away. He wants to leave all the drawings at home. But if you digitalize them, you can create a lasting legacy all around the world, because you give access to every single person in the world. And then, again, you can keep creating content. Okay, keep creating content, different versions of it. So, to sum up, I think, guys, we have been talking through the whole day about this whole, blockchain, reality, cryptos, NFTs, and it's kind of big. But one thing I realize is we are not that good at communicating it. I don't know who was, I think at the very beginning, somebody said that this reality is abstract because it's difficult to explain. I completely disagree with that. Something's not abstract because it's difficult to explain. And we have to, from our point of view, make big efforts trying to explain to people that are not in this room, people that don't belong to this ecosystem, the huge potential of this new reality. Because if we don't do that, we're gonna feel completely alone. The room is gonna be empty. And what we actually want is to be all together creating the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just one last thing. I wanted to include this. I mean, these are just links, but these are the links where I got the images from. And I think it's important in this world to recognize the job done by somebody or the pictures done by somebody. This is the honest way to provide the authorship of the picture. So I just wanted to share this slide. Thank you.
Thank you, Julio. Thank you very much. So we were expecting Claudia Giraldo, but unfortunately she had to cancel her presentation. She apologized for not being here. So we would like to know if you have some questions. Yeah, maybe Julio, you can get on stage because you're the only one present of the 3 people. So maybe the questions are going to be focused on you.
Only about my presentation, not the video or anything.
Yeah, Julio, really like that. It's really interesting you say about your dad, because my girlfriend's dad is an art director. He's been an artist all his life. He's 81 years old. And obviously I've been in the NFT crypto space now for a couple of years. and he's got his views on it. What's his view on the whole NFT crypto space now, vis-a-vis art and how it sort of translates?
Well, first of all, my dad is 74 years old.
Yeah.
I've been the last 10 months trying to explain to him what actually an NFT is. And I think he understands it. I mean, well, he understands it for sure, but he's not capable of explaining it.
Yeah.
So his view is that this is interesting. I mean, when you see these big numbers, these millions of dollars paid by an NFT, I mean, that's something that is really convincing. And he enjoys it. Take into account that I'm not moving his job from out of home. He's staying. He's keeping all these paintings.
Yeah.
So what he thinks is interesting, for sure, worth it to try. I mean, in this whole project, I spent like 10,000 euros. I mean, I went crazy on it. Okay, so my dad is fine with that. But he sees that, as I mentioned before, it is much easier to create a legacy through NFTs than in the physical world. Because I don't know, I was talking with someone of you before that the alternative is way worse. What is the alternative to create a legacy? Bring all your drawings to a gallery, spend a lot of money framing them to invite your friends, and knowing that you don't want to sell them. Okay, once you've done that and you spend 6,000 euros, for instance, after those 6,000 euros, then what? Repeat it again with who? So if you want to create a legacy with crafted art, it's way easier to do it through NFTs than through traditional alternatives.
Hello, thank you for sharing your experience. I understood that art is value plus entertainment. And what's your experience through that? What's your use case? How did you do that with your father? How did you create value? Did you sell NFT piece of art?
Yeah. Okay, so our collection will have 200 pieces. Okay, the total amount of drawings that my father has done in the last 6 decades is, as was mentioned before, I think it's very nice, like more than 350. Okay, so we choose 200 of them. That doesn't mean we choose the best ones or the ones we thought could be, like the most wanted by everyone. We choose a representation of them, and we included it in the collection. So far, we have sold. We have posted 163, and we have sold 13 of them. It's not a big amount, but first of two things. First, this kind of art is not the one that is not very common in OpenSea. I mean, well, the truth is not going to be sold. The original one, the one that my father did, my father doesn't want to give it away. Like, and just to make it clear, it doesn't have any kind of connection. Once you buy the NFT, that doesn't give you any kind of right for the original one, because one thing is a JPG file, and one thing is a piece of paper. But trying to answer your question, what I've done is, again, we have sold 13, and knowing that this kind of art is not very common, so it's not very popular right now. We believe in the potential in the future. I mean, we have been publishing them for only 6 months. I mean, 6 months is nothing. And then on the other hand, the price that we give to this collection, to these drawings, the average will be 500 euros. Why? Because at some point you have to give value to what my father did. The fact, I mean, you can give value by establishing a higher price. This is not an algorithm that you press enter and just produces different, I don't know, toys, whatever you want to say. This is a piece of art that took a lot of time for my dad. So, but my dad is not Salvador Dali. You cannot put up 20,000 euros, for instance. So these two reasons. First, is very uncommon, and then the price compared to other things on OpenSea is higher.
You also mentioned that on OpenSea, the art is a bit different. So like, I think it's almost like tailors to a younger audience almost. Do you think in the future art will kind of evolve to a way that changes completely? So you know, you see all these monkeys, the goblins, and all this kind of stuff, to the point where people are going to see that more as art than this crafted art that has been for decades and centuries in our lives, you know. And also, I wanted to ask what your thoughts about AI generated art.
Vale. First question. To be fair, the biggest source of value is the market. Is the market value something? It has value. That's it. You can create right now a PDF, put it on OpenSea, and if somebody pays $1 million for it, you create value. So that's the first source. So about new trends, new artists creating content, well, again, we'll have to see. I think it's kind of difficult to get some perspective in a world in which you get, as I mentioned before, in August, $1.5 billion US, and then in the next month, that figure drops by 70%. So when we see a lot of events happening, we don't take them enough amount of time to really analyze things. And it's kind of hard for everyone to, when you see things happening so fast, to take some space and time, okay, first. So I think we'll have to see. Definitely, it's easier through these platforms to create something and try to see if it has value. But on the other side, what could happen is that what I mentioned before, OpenSea can realize that people are just, launching algorithms, running algorithms to create, content. But I personally know several collections that people, we created, I don't know, chairs, for instance. And after posting 2,000 items and not selling anything, we just, we left it there. Why? Because if it only took you 2 days to create 10,000 files, you really don't care that much. What's the value behind 2 days? My father has been drawing for the last 50 years. And one thing that I like to mention is that there's a lot of artists out there that didn't find the right platform. And I think the NFT reality ecosystem can help them to spread their legacy. And I don't know if with my answer, I answered the question about AI, because AI actually is this artificial intelligence through an algorithm creating the same. Vale? Sí.
Yeah, what is the limits in terms of what you size as a piece of art? Is it like a full length movie, or is it like a building like what's right? Where's the limit at the moment? Where do you think it will?
Okay. I think there's a limit. That's a pretty good question. Right here, I presented several slides, but probably the most boring one was the most interesting because, and I explained it well, so sorry guys, but this slide that probably you see like, okay, so you're talking about painting and then you put a Excel logo. Okay, what I tried to explain with this slide is that anything can be utilized from an Excel file and you can sell that. You can create a piece of art with Excel. I remember, maybe this is a personal, but I remember myself when I was 10 years old using Excel and painting the squares and trying to create a painting by just painting square by square. Okay, if you take more time and you are more creative than I was, maybe you create a piece of art with Excel. But art, anything can be utilized, but that doesn't mean that anything digitalizable will make sense. And I'm gonna give you the best example. The first time I saw the Bad Bunny video clip, the ones the guys at the beach, I was thinking, okay, this looks interesting, but you cannot record a movie for the metaverse. Why not? Because when all of us will be in the metaverse, we'll have 360 reality. Not only right or left, but up and down or diagonal. Okay, so when you're watching a movie, the director wants you to see a unique scene. They're directing you to that thing. If Steven Spielberg is recording a movie, Jurassic Park, and then he's making a huge effort trying to create this T-Rex dinosaur, and you're looking at the tree, like it doesn't make sense, all the fights down there, and you're looking at the tree. Oh, pretty nice. No. So I think that the convenience of the consumption of that piece of art is going to be the limit. You can obviously create a movie, but it's not going to be that easy. And that's why I mentioned that maybe instead of creating movies, directors will start to create scenarios. Have you been in the new scenario by Quentin Tarantino? It's an scenario in the metaverse, but not a complete movie. It's a scenario in which the 360 reality is completely with detail. Oh, there's Leonardo DiCaprio over there, Brad Pitt over there, and he's doing that, and then you can go that. It's kind of a video game, and I don't know if you know this, guys, but I didn't include video games as a piece of crafted art because, I mean, a video game by itself is digital. I mean, it's like, if somebody shows a crafted art piece of a video game, I mean, please let me know, because a video game by itself is digital. That's why I didn't include it in the different crafted pieces of art. Vale? Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you. It was an honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now is the moment to conclude our day. I hope you enjoyed it. So maybe Karim, you would like to take the mic.
Thank you, guys. We hope you liked it. I just wanted to say a few words about the sponsors. Crystal Finance. I guess some of you put some money in the blockchain. If you want to make them eligible for tax and make it right and legit, you should talk to these guys. The other thing, La Peña is the network of entrepreneurs. It's based in here in Barcelona, in Lisbon, many other cities, and they're offering today a number of membership to the people doing the hackathon, and of course, La French Tech, who introduced us to a number of great speakers. I really wanted to conclude by saying that it was really an event to show you that blockchain goes way beyond Bitcoin, way beyond cryptocurrency, that we're at the beginning of something new. It's more than a revolution. This morning I said it's a revolution. It's a change. It's a change of paradigm. It's a shift. And I talked to these two guys this morning, and who are super young, and I totally agree with them. We were saying that blockchain is more than a technology. So it's a co-creation. It's our world is coming in a direction where we don't have any more choice now. We have to unite. We have to use our singularity to create something new, to create something that is unique, that we can use all together, co-create, and being the identity and our own reserve of value. We all have value. We all have our industry. We all have our ideas. The idea with the blockchain is to create huge co-creation and make the world stop competing together, but just being a world of one and evolve all together. So maybe to conclude, we're moving to a world of people who produce things to a world of creators. So it's just the beginning. Let's start this movement. Start here and go create. Thank you. Thank you. And you want to talk about the party?
Let's talk about the rest of the schedule. So now, until 8 p.m., you're free to do whatever you want, because we're going to be dealing with the guys, the students doing the hackathon and trying to find what project is the best one. And then let's meet back at 8 o'clock in the restaurant when we have the lunch at the Salt for the results. And then from 8:30 p.m. for the party. I'm going to have to leave you right now. I spent a wonderful day with you all. It was great to exchange with you all. I hope you had a great pleasure spending the day with us. And bravo to everyone. Very nice to see you, and hoping to see you again next year. Bye-bye.